Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going way better than fantastic. And your journey to self-betterment is going way better than fantastic as well. Today's video is a special request video. And again, thank you all for your comments, questions, and special requests. Because it keeps us thinking and diving deep into these many topics surrounding narcissistic abuse. And you see, no matter if we or other channels have talked about a certain topic before, there are different variants and more peeling back the layers of the onion, so to speak, to understand the issue further. Plus, there's always new ears to this material. And because the narcissists won't stop, means we can't stop either. Because sadly evil is a full-time job for these individuals. Hence societal narcissism. They are always looking for new ways to make life harder for those that are simply trying to live their lives. So we must keep going and going and going. Because the more people that know about this stuff, the more people are able to not only sidestep narcissists and their abuse, the more people can quite possibly have an impact on societal narcissism and to hopefully get it to where at least a few more people see the matrix for what it is and start living more fruitful and productive lives. Being as narcissist-free as possible. And we did touch on money on the last video, where we are now being judged as people based on how much money you make. And this is somehow determining if we are worthy of relationships or not. At least according to society. When we all know this is completely sick. And a lie narcissists are pushing on the world. With that said, if you were wanting to get out there and earn an honest living and make a lot of money doing so, the main reason one should do such a thing, at least in my humble opinion, and others have brought it up in the comment section before, and that is to sidestep the matrix system as well. To at least some degree or another. Some people are figuring out that their workplace is full of narcissists and they just don't want to go through it again and again at other workplaces. So they figure out a way to honestly and legitimately work for themselves. So they never have to deal with another narcissist boss or co-worker ever again. They don't want to deal with fighting on a daily basis trying to prove their worth at a job they work very hard at, but they are never or rarely appreciated for. So people are trying to do what they can to stay narcissist-free. And part of that starts with learning what a narcissist is, what narcissistic abuse is, and what they went through in many instances of life was or is narcissistic abuse. Hence this is the reason why so many channels out there covering such topics are extremely important. And so are the questions that are asked on such channels. Which brings me to the topic of this video. And the question that was asked is this: how do narcissists turn people against you? And I will answer this by saying, narcissists start the very second they meet you. I will say it again. Narcissists start the very second they meet you. Let me give you an example. When dealing with a narcissist parent or parents. Once a child to this narcissist parent or parents is no longer a baby, and they are now walking and talking. The narcissist parent will test this child to see how they will react to gaslighting and or projecting. And if they have siblings, there's a good chance one or more of these children will go along with the projection and or gaslighting. But it's the one that doesn't go along with it, or at least questions what's going on. They get marked as the family scapegoat. And all of this happens super quick and early. I remember when I was really young. Maybe at ages 5 or 6 years old. My mother would move something in our home. And accuse me of taking it. Or breaking it or whatever. And she would really harp on it and accuse me. And I would strongly do what I could to prove my innocence. And from that, my mother could tell. For one, I was a good source of supply. Because I got wrapped up in her nonsense. And I would confess everything and anything about my day. Just in the efforts to prove my innocence. And she also knew I would never go along with her lies. Which let her know what kind of person I was. And she slated me as a scapegoat. But my golden child brother. My mother could manipulate him into thinking the sky was red. And surely he was responsible for whatever. Told him he was responsible for. Now all of this was happening and setting the stage when we were extremely young. So when a narcissist actually meets you for the first time, they are sizing you up. They are figuring out where you fit on their chessboard as pieces that can be used to get them what they want. And how quickly they will dispose of you. Or how long they will keep you around. And trust and believe. The narcissist has many people on this chessboard before you come along. And from the moment they meet you, they are already setting you up to be hated by others even from day one. Even if they are seemingly praising you to others, they will in their praise say or do something that will plant the seed of doubt about who you are and your character for when they want to go full tilt later on. It's a little by little process with these people. This is why it's so incredibly difficult for people to catch on to a narcissist. Because those they don't show their evil side to. They carefully make sure those they demonize. They do it over time. They literally take their time. They might do it over a decade. So when things go down, and they are cheating on you if you are dating them or married. Weirdly enough, all the people that find out about your breakup or their cheating are taking their side. And here's the thing. Even some non-full-out narcissist will do this or use this tactic. Let's say you've had a great relationship with someone. And you haven't seen even a peep of a red flag of narcissism. And then one day they are leaving you for someone else. And it seems like people are looking at you funny like you've done something wrong. There's a very good chance. The moment the affair or cheating started, they knew there was a good chance they were now going to leave you. It may be a month, it may be a year. And they know what they are doing is wrong. And they know you've done nothing wrong to make them want to leave you. And they know if you are the good one in things and they tell their friends that you were a great person. They just started to cheat with someone they worked with. Or someone that met at the post office while mailing something. Or someone they met at the grocery store. Things got out of control and your relationship ended. They know that they will forever in their friends' eyes be looked upon as not trustworthy. So they will muddy your name up a bit before the breakup happens and before they announce to others that they have someone new. Now in my mind, though this person might not be a full narcissist, there is still a strong hint of narcissistic characters and traits. You know, a while back I was watching some of those cheating shows, where the husband or boyfriend or the wife or girlfriend is led to see their partner cheating on them, so they could confront them. And I know, some of those are actors. Some are legit. I know. However, I did see a handful where they appeared to be real. However, most of the people, real or not, no matter they being in the wrong, they would act a fool and put it all back on the other person, for snooping to find out what was happening. And I only witnessed 2 people out of all of these cheaters that seemed extremely, and I do mean extremely sorry. No, they weren't begging and pleading. Please take me back. Please, oh please. No. They weren't doing that. They literally just dropped their head and said to the person they cheated on, "You did nothing wrong. It was completely my fault." You could see it in their face. They were genuinely sorry. Now it doesn't make it right at all. But out of all of these people, I only witnessed 2 people that actually seemed to appear to be really sorrowful and sad about their poor choices. And the impact it was having on their partner. The rest of the people literally turned into raging narcissists. When talking to them on the phone, before they were caught, it was "Honey babe," and "I will be home soon," and "I love you sweetheart." Then the moment they were caught, it turned into yelling and screaming they never liked them to begin with. Their attitude changed. Their voice changed. And they acted like they never loved their partner. And the reason why they are acting this way is because they likely never did love them. And more than likely they were already working on mudding up their husband or wife's name with others. Or their boyfriend or girlfriend's name with others. So when they chose to pull the pin on the relationship, so to speak, the stage would be set. Set for you to be the bad one. And for them to be seen as a person that can do no wrong. This is the thing. Narcissists want you to wear their jacket of narcissism. And for them to rip off and steal your jacket of decency. And they want to stick this jacket of narcissism on you without you knowing it. And to have you walk around without a choice wearing it. This can happen in all areas of life. From friendships and romantic relationships, to work relationships and at the highest levels of societal narcissism. This is what narcissists do and how they operate. This is why keeping some information to yourself and being careful when you first meet someone is very important. Because oftentimes, not always but oftentimes, if a narcissist sees no use for you, they will move on and you might not ever hear from them again. Have you ever had a great first date? Meaning they seemed to be attracted to you and you to them. And they were even saying how they wanted to see you again proactively without any prompting from yourself. Then you never heard from them again. Well, true. There could be many reasons for this happening. So it can be hard to say. However, if this person was a narcissist and they could tell, you might be able to figure them out quickly. And or there was nothing to gain by being with you. They might never speak to you again. This is why I say, one of the best defenses when or if you are in the dating world, don't lead with your money. Go to enjoyable yet non-expensive first dates and or outings. Even if you can afford it. You don't know them well enough for 5-star meals and places to eat. If you have an expensive car, don't drive it to your date nor around them if you can help it. Drive your modest car if you have a second vehicle. If you aren't rich and just making an average income, don't try to go overboard to get them to see you as worthy. Do what you can within your budget. Don't be something that you're not. You're not rich. So don't spend money around them like as if you are in the hopes they will like you. By spending money that you don't have, will only keep this person around you for as long as they can use you. And once you can no longer spend money like that any longer, they will disappear like they never knew you. Be careful about the information you share. Don't talk about your narcissistic abuse, which is another topic in itself. If they ask about your family, you can just say, well, my family is very small. Or there isn't very many of us. And everyone seems to be doing their own thing. Say it with a smile and with confidence. And then turn it back to them. So if they want to talk about their family, they can go on ahead if they choose. But you don't owe this person all of this personal data. You don't know them very well. Be fun to talk with. And it's okay to share a few things. But when getting to know someone, be careful because what you share can be used to size you up. The one thing that is really a big tell is when they ask you, what kind of a man or woman are you looking for? What they are really saying when they ask such a question is, tell me how to act like what you want so I can sucker you in for narcissistic abuse. If someone likes you and sees that you have boundaries and standards and at the same time you are fun to be around, they will likely see you again. If they are a narcissist and after such an interaction their Terminator scanner said to them there was nothing they can get from you, they may never call you back. And even if the person seems to be really nice and they do seem to respect your boundaries, and they do call you back, take your time. If you take your time and listen to what is being said. If they are a narcissist, you might see a few clues that your name is being slowly smeared with their friends and family. Now looking back, I noticed with Susie, my ex, within 6 months of being with her. And instead of saying I'm out of here, I tried to prove my worth to myself and those around her. Do not let that happen to you. If the narcissist comes back to you and says, well, my friend said, they don't understand why you haven't said I love you yet to them. Or name the other silly thing they can come up with. This is them saying to you that they aren't talking about you in a favorable way to their friends and family. And they are trying to see how far to the ends of the earth you will go to for them. So they know how much they can abuse and mistreat you. If they came to you with such statements, just say, I'm not sure why they would say such a thing. Then switch the subject. Then become busy with overtime at work. Or just say you're working overtime. Or you're busy with a school project. Whatever you can do to give yourself space between you and this person. Then gently and politely, when the time is right, let them know that you want to do what is right for them and end the relationship so they can find someone better than you. I know. I know. I know. But if you can help it, don't run from a dog or wolf. Slowly back away and don't turn your back and run until they are clearly out of view. Telling a narcissist to their face they are screwed in the head and they are this and that will only throw them into a rage, and they might do some horrible things to get you into trouble, all with the hopes of getting you back for giving them a narcissistic injury. So please, you do not owe someone like this an explanation. Just know, they are already talking bad about you. And it will only get worse. Time to get away from the situation now instead of later. If it's happening at work, and if this is a job you care about, make sure you keep careful records of your work. Do not relax because this person is looking for every chance to snake you. And here's the thing. If you are keeping special records of your work and they are trying to snake you, let them look not so bright for speaking falsely about you. When you are able to quickly provide documents that they are clearly in the wrong and don't know what they are talking about, do it professionally and properly. And if your boss is nice, you might say, it's a bit concerning that such a big deal was made. It seems like as if that person has it out for you. Say it calmly and professionally. And if all of the evidence points to your innocence yet your boss allows this person to keep going after you, then you know they are either working together against you, or your boss just doesn't want to get involved. And if this happens, know it's time to exit if you can find another department to transfer to or a job to work at. Seriously, there are people out there that know they do not want to stay at the same job no more than 2 to 3 years. Because if they do, a narcissist will start to rear its head. So they have planned an exit the day they started. Much like a narcissist planned to take you down as a target from the day they met you. This is the cat and mouse game many of us play. The goal is to not play it as much as humanly possible by simply keeping a low profile and being less of a target as possible. And or knowing when it's time to leave. And in a personal situation where you are dating someone, to take your time to really get to know this person and see what they are all about. And always remember the story of Samson and Delilah. There are some things God wants you to keep to yourself. And do not feel like you're a liar or a bad person for keeping it to yourself. God is trying to protect you from harm and abuse. Because He knows it's only a matter of time we are shaking hands again with another narcissist sizing us up. I hope this answers your question. Again, thank you for the question. Please let me know what you think. I would love to know. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.